Hi friends, welcome to SR Videos. Today, let us know about the lesson Indian election system. India is the largest democracy in the world. In a democracy, ultimate power is vested with the people. Yes, in India is a democratic country. Ours is our democratic country, and in this country, the ultimate power is totally with the people. The people have to make decisions that will influence their life as citizens. The people have to make decisions, yes, really, but not directly, but their representatives will take the decisions on behalf of the people, but it is the people's decision only that will influence their life as citizens. Yes, so citizens, we can get the benefit out of the rules and regulations which were made by the politicians. But politicians are representatives. We are only well electing. Then, in a vast country like India, how will citizens use their power in policy making? Yes, it is the definite question which we are getting today, that how we are preparing the policy making, how we are involving in the policy making in this vast country like India, how we are taking the policy making. We have some doubts, no? So we can get the answer from this para. How is it possible for the people to assemble? Yes, it is very, very difficult task. Why? Because our India's population is not very tiny. It is so huge, really, no? So, how to assembling the people is also a very, very difficult task, isn't it? Discuss various issues and make decisions regarding them. Okay, so discuss various issues. Various issues are there like this. So we have to discuss those issues and make decisions regarding them. Yes, this is the time to get the decisions also regarding that. Ours is a very, very huge populated country after the China. And now we are also getting the huge population. No, actually ours is the second populated country after the China, but now we are exceeding also. So no, it is not possible. So we can get the answer very easily and very fastly that no, it is not possible. Yes, really, it is impossible to us. It is very, very difficult task to assemble also. The assembling of the people also very difficult task. Why? Because population is more. A solution to this problem is representative democracy. Yes, so that's why our country is a representative democratic country. Why? Because every person, every person's decision means it is impossible. Yeah, assembling the people also a very difficult task. How then? So that's why our problem's solution is representative democracy. Means we are electing our representatives on behalf of us. They will take the solutions for any problem, and they will provide to the country. They will give to the whole country on behalf of us. So that's why it is called as representative democracy. So we are electing representatives. We are electing the politicians. So those politicians will work for us. So ours is a representative democracy. Representative democracy means, what is the meaning of representative democracy? Let us see. Representative democracy is a system in which people's representatives make decisions with regard to governance and people's welfare on behalf of the people. Yes. So, ours is a representative democracy, no doubt. Undoubtedly, ours is a representative democracy. Why? Because we are electing our representatives. and on behalf of us they will make the decisions regarding governance or regarding people's welfare, and the policies of the people. They will they will take the nice decisions on behalf of us. So they will provide the good rules and regulations for us. All modern democracies are all modern democracies or representative democracies. Yes, all over the world, so many democratic countries are there, especially representative democratic countries are there. Yes, nowadays in the modern world, so many countries are following this kind of democracy, representative democracy. If so, who are these representatives? Yes, representative democracy. We are talking about representative democracy several times. Actually, what is the meaning of representative? Representative is nothing but the politicians whom we are electing. Okay, let us see in detail. Who elect them? Yes, we people. We are electing them. What is the process of electing representatives? To shoulder the responsibility of representing people. Which missionary takes care of this? Yes, one missionary is there, very big missionary is there to take care about these kind of elections. Let us see. What are the powers of the such missionary? Yes, absolutely they have their powers and rules and regulations. Everything is there. There is a very bigger body. That missionary, we are talking about that missionary. Okay. Next, what is the importance of this missionary in making a democracy success? Yes, so for the elections, to get the elections successfully, this missionary will help a lot. Let us discuss all these details in this lesson. So we can discuss in this lesson. Election system in India. So in India, okay, let us know about the election system in India, especially that means in our country, how the election system will be. Let us see. Okay, in India, elections are conducted to enable people to elect their representatives for governing the country. So, first of all, let us see about in our India how the election system will be. Let us see. So, in our country, India, elections are conducted to enable people to elect their representatives. Mainly, it is we are only ruling actually. Why? Because we, the people, are electing our representatives, our leaders, our heads we are electing for governing the country. To govern the country, we are only electing. That means we are only ruling our country. So we, the people, are ruling ourselves. Indian Constitution has provided for the establishment of election system. What is it? Listen carefully. Indian Constitution has provided for the establishment of election system. So our we have such a nice constitution we have, that is called as Indian Constitution, and our Indian Constitution's father is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The father of Indian Constitution is none other than Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. That is very important bit, very clearly observe. So, this Indian Constitution has provided for the establishment of election system. This system is called Election Commission of India. So, ECI, the commission conducts. So, this constitution is providing the establishment of election system very clearly. It is mentioning in the Indian Constitution, it is there. So, election system, to establish a election system, we have to get the election commission that is very clearly mentioned in our Indian Constitution. So Election Commission of India means ECI. The abbreviated form is ECI. So the Election Commission of India must be there to get very smoothly the elections and all. So the commission conducts. So what is this commission do? This commission, the commission conducts elections in the country in regular periods in a free, fair and impartial manner. as main agenda, main aim of this commission, election commission is, what is the main objective, what is the main aim means, it must conduct the elections in the country in regular periods, means correct period, period, regularly it must conduct, and in a free, fair, fair means very genuinely, and impartial manner. In the impartial manner, it must conduct elections very smoothly in our country. So so this is a responsibility to the commission. Election commission's main responsibility is this one. Next, right to vote. So let us now deal with the right to vote. What is the meaning of the right to vote? The Election Commission facilitates the process of election of representatives by the people of India. As here, the main thing is people only. People has to elect their representatives. We are only electing, no. So our main main weapon is right to vote. Okay, we are having right to vote. Each and everybody in our country is having the right to vote. Okay, so we, the people, are electing our representatives. So our weapon is right to vote. Let us discuss about it. The Constitution of India has provided to all citizens of the nation with a right to vote so that they can elect their representatives. Yes, so by right to vote only we are electing our representatives. So that our Indian Constitution is providing us with a beautiful right, that is a right to vote. So our Constitution is providing us. So this right is called universal right to vote. So this right, we can call it as universal right to vote. All citizens of the nation are eligible to exercise their right to vote irrespective of race, caste, religion, gender, education, economic status, class, etc. Yes, so we, all the people, the people of India, that means citizens of India, are eligible to use this right to vote. Next one, the group of citizens who have the right to vote is collectively called the electorate. The group of citizens who have the right to vote is collectively called electorate. So we are the group of citizens. So group of citizens who have the right to vote is collectively called electorate. We can call it as electorate. So if the group of citizens are there, they must use the right to vote. They have the voting right also. So collectively we can call it as electorate. See, this is the Constitution of India book. This is the Constitution of India book. Ours is the lengthiest constitution, and it is drafted by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. It was very lengthiest constitution, and this constitution is purely the written document. Next, let us go further. Before 1988, the 21 years was minimum age for anyone to become eligible to vote. So before 1988, mainly the eligible age to vote is 21 years. Now it was minimized. Okay, earlier before 1988, our minimum age for anyone to become eligible to vote is 21 years. So 21 years is the minimum age for voting. But before 1988, and now it is not the situation. Now it was reduced up to 18. Okay, so that is the eligible age before 1988, not now. However, in 1988, as per the constitution only, so before 1988, that is the case. And next, however, in 1988, as a result of 63rd constitutional amendment, the Indian citizens who complete 18 years of age become eligible for the right to vote. So now, now here so many bits, so many very important points are there. Please observe carefully. So here Right now, 18 years of age is the eligible age to vote, right to vote. 18 years of age, the people who get the 18 years of age or above can only vote, can only use their right to vote. It was given by the 63rd Constitutional Amendment. Here, three important points are there. So, before which year 21 years was the minimum age to vote, means before 1988. That is very important. And before 1988, what is the minimum age to vote means 21 years. And now what is the minimum age means 18 years. And which constitutional amendment is giving this kind of rule, that means 18 years of age is the right to vote age, means 63rd constitutional amendment. And so now right now what is the minimum age to vote means 18 years of age. Okay, so many important points are there. Next paragraph, let us see. In 2010, the Election Commission of India completed its 60 years since its inception. Very nice. It is very, very beautiful one. Really very happy thing that the Election Commission means in 2010 it was celebrated 60 years of its completion. So 60 years were happened really up to 2010. Now 2020. So 70 years was completed successfully. Yes. Next, in this context, the Government of India declared January 25th as National Waters Day. Very important bit here also, very important point is there. And the same will be observed every year. So every year, which day we are celebrating as the National Waters Day. National Waters Day means very important bit here. National Waters Day is January 25th. January 25th is the National Waters Day. Waters Day, and the same will be observed every year. So very important point is here. Here very important point is there that our National Waters Day is celebrated every year on January 25th. So which day we are celebrating as National Waters Day means Jan 25th. January 25th. Okay, so how many years were happened after the inception of Election Commission means now 70 years, 2020, 70 years was happened. 2010 means 60 years, 2020 means 70 years were successfully happened, successfully completed. It is regarding the Election Commission of India. The objective of this is to bring awareness among youth eligible who become eligible for voting. So the objective of this is to bring awareness among youth eligible who become eligible for voting. So the main objective of the Voters Day, or the main objective of the government means the main objective of this election commission, or the main objective of the National Waters Day means here to bring awareness among youth eligible to who become eligible for voting. So who are, why they are giving this very clearly, why they are mentioning like this means why? Because every person means a youth must know the right to vote age. Now the age, the minimum age or to use the right to vote is 18 years. All must know this one. Every year the people who complete 18 years will be identified and enrolled in the electoral rolls, and they will be given voter identity cards. So when we will get these voter identity cards means the people who complete 18 years of age, they must get this voter identity cards. Okay, so will be identified, they will be identified by the government, and they will be enrolled, and they will be enrolled in the electoral rolls, and they will get they will be given the voter identity cards. Okay, in the next video, election at different levels, in the next video, let us see. Okay, thank you.
ఈ వీడియో మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, పక్కనున్న బెల్ ఐకాన్ని క్లిక్ చేయండి, ఆల్ ఆప్షన్ కూడా క్లిక్ చేయండి. మా ఫర్దర్ నోటిఫికేషన్స్ మీకు వస్తాయి. థ్యాంక్ యూ.